All right, let's kick off this explainer by confronting what is honestly a massive cosmic claim right out of the gate. The source material says, with one utterance of the name, the sin of 80 billion culpas of birth and death is eradicated. Now, a culpa, that's an unfathomably long period of time. We're talking about an eon. So we're looking at an absolutely incomprehensible scale of cause and effect, of birth and death, wiped completely clean in just a single moment. I wanted us to start right here because it really shows you the sheer magnitude of the philosophical and spiritual framework we're analyzing today. It's a staggering idea for sure, and we're going to unpack exactly how this works. Today, we're taking a pretty fascinating journey through Pure Land Buddhism. We're going to travel from this boundless, abstract scale of the universe, filled with ancient texts and sweeping vows, all the way down to a profoundly intimate, real-world human moment happening right at a hospital bed. It's really a story of how an incredibly vast philosophy distills into literally the simplest of actions. Section 1. The Buddha's Primal Vow. So to really wrap our heads around this framework, we have to look at what's called the primal vow power, specifically Amitabha Buddha's 18th great vow. The texts tell us that while there are Buddhas as numerous as the grains of sand in the Ganges River, Shakyamuni Buddha, actually, scratch that, the historical Buddha, specifically came to our earth to transmit this very specific teaching, also that sentient beings could ultimately attain Buddhahood. And the absolute pinnacle of this, the Pure Land. Think of this vow power as, well, a cosmic guarantee. The texts state that contemplating this power means no encounter is ever in vain. It promises that anyone, and I mean literally anyone, with utmost sincere faith and joy who desires to be born in Amitabha's land needs just 10 recitations of his name to succeed. Amitabha essentially staked his own enlightenment on this promise, basically vowing that if this doesn't work, he wouldn't attain perfect enlightenment himself. It's completely designed to swiftly bring complete fulfillment to the practitioner. 100 billion. The commentator Lin Mingxiang offers this fascinating insight into the absolute certainty of this vow. He explains a core principle. Word spoken, dharma follows. Because Buddhas never speak falsely, this guarantee is absolutely indestructible, like a diamond. Mingxiang states that if 100 billion people hear the name, desire to be reborn, and recite it, all 100 billion, without a single exception, will reach the Pure Land and attain a state of non-retrogression. The math of this salvation is absolute. It doesn't matter who you are, the power is entirely in the vow itself, not in your own personal merit. Moving on to Section 2, Bridging Zen and Pure Land. Now, what's really interesting about this next part of our source material is how it takes this incredibly simple act, literally just reciting a name, and bridges it with some of the most rigorous, demanding Eastern philosophy out there. Just consider the path of Mahakasyapa, the first patriarch of Zen Buddhism. His method is all about the rigorous severing of deluded thoughts and attachments right at the root of the mind, to realize that one's own mind is Buddha. Contrast that with Amitabha's method, which is simply reciting the Buddha's name. Lin Mingxiang poses a brilliant question here. Is there truly any difference between the wisdom achieved by both? The text argues, well, no, there isn't. Both methods allow the practitioner to possess the wisdom and virtuous characteristics of the Tathagata. One uses the mind to cut the mind, while the other uses the tongue to align with a massive cosmic vow. And this brilliantly illustrates a really deep connection to ancient Taoist wisdom from the Yin Fu Jing. The text states that if you cut off profit at one source, its effectiveness increases tenfold. Return to it day and night, and it increases 10,000-fold. So by applying singular pure focus to just reciting the name, you're essentially cutting off the mind's endless distractions at the very root. This one simple act exponentially gathers tenfold and 10,000-fold wisdom and power, naturally harmonizing boundless pure dharmas. It's kind of like the ultimate spiritual leverage. Section 3. The 6-Character Elixir. So you might be wondering, how does all this abstract philosophy actually apply in practice? Well, it's compressed into a very simple 6-character phrase, Namo Amitabha Buddha. Lin Mingxiang uses these incredibly rich sensory metaphors to describe it, calling it the purest nectar, the warmest sunlight, and the sweetest honey. But honestly, perhaps the most compelling description is that it acts as the universe's most powerful magnetic force. As this phrase gently flows into the heart, it acts exactly like a magnet, effortlessly pulling the practitioner toward eternal peace and dissolving those boundless karmic obstacles instantly. You aren't pushing your way to enlightenment, you're allowing yourself to be magnetically drawn there by the sheer power of the vow. Bringing us to Section 4, a modern golden lotus. Now, philosophy and ancient texts are wonderful, but to really, truly understand this, we need to ground it in reality. Enter Dr. Xing. What makes her account so incredibly compelling is that she is a physician with absolutely no prior contact with Buddhism. She had no preconceived notions whatsoever, and she certainly wasn't looking for a miracle. Because of this total lack of background, her pure, straightforward observation at the deathbed of a patient named Mr. Wang serves as an incredibly powerful piece of evidence for everything we've just been discussing. The scene takes place at Mr. Wang's hospital bed, right at the ultimate critical juncture, the moment of death. The tension in the room is very real, yet the solution presented is unbelievably simple. As the source text notes, at this exact moment, very little is actually needed. Just proper guidance, the recitation of one Buddha name, and one single moment of resonance with the Buddha's vow. Mr. Wang's simple recitation triggered a stunning response, totally proving the core claim of the texts, that Amitabha Buddha personally hears and personally receives the reciter, no matter who they are or what their state is at that moment. And here is what Dr. Xing actually witnessed. It's a truly beautiful and shocking visual. She reported that everyone in the room reciting the name was literally speaking golden lotuses from their mouths. Think about that. One Buddha name, one golden lotus. For a medical physician with absolutely zero Buddhist background to witness and report this manifest auspicious sign, it's staggering. It takes this highly philosophical idea of the recitation being the road home and makes it a literal observable reality. The sound of the name itself creates the path.
The author of this account, Shi Darong, notes that this story is ultimately meant to provide a path for the lost and offer stability at life's most critical junctures. We've gone all the way from an 80 billion kalpa cosmic scale right down to the simple breath of a dying man speaking a lotus into existence. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this thought. When your mind settles in the sound of the Buddha, where will your path light up?